Brown sugar, babe. I guess high off your love, I don't know how to be.
Another rant. Hey y'all. So I'm back with another rant. It is another Friday night where I'm in the house and I got a lot on my mind. But I'm in a better mood this week. This week, I am in a really good mood. This week has really went a lot better. I did a lot of self-care this week. I prioritized myself this week. It's also Mother's Day weekend. I've been in a really good mood. And I decided to hop on this camera and do another rant. Because I gotta talk things out. I have to talk things out to really clear my head. It's therapy, y'all. It's therapy. I did a poll earlier this week on one of my channels on Instagram, and it was basically stating how much fun were you having in your life before you fucked around and figured out your worth. Now, I know based off of the responses that I received from that, people took it a specific way, but I was talking about in general, not just relationship wise. And based off of the responses that I got, I know that is what a majority of the people were thinking that I was referring to. Now, you can answer in that aspect, it's perfectly fine, but I'm talking about in general. I try to relate to a lot of people. I'm very open, I'm very outspoken, so some things that I say, it's honesty. And I feel like a lot of us, we get older and we feel like because we are older, we're supposed to mature and we are obligated to act a certain way. We are obligated to respond a certain way to things. Why? Like, at what point do we say, I'm going to respond how I want to respond because that's what makes me happy? I'm going to do what I want to do because that's what makes me happy. I'm gonna say what I want to say in general. Like, we give up things, whether it is relationship wise. You give up humping around because you feel like, oh, I'm older, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be doing that, I deserve so much more. You give up certain friendships because you're like, okay, this person is not loyal, this person is not this, that, and the third, I deserve so much more. You give up certain jobs because you're like, I've done schooling for this, I've been trained in that, I deserve so much more. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But here is what it boils down to. And here is where a lot of us get to a point where it takes for us to find our worth, to get into a position that we feel like we deserve, and be fucking miserable. We be miserable, whether it's relationship wise because we didn't feel like, we deserve so much more in a relationship from a guy or a man or whatever it is, and now we can't find a guy or a man or whatever it is to meet the needs and standards that we've set for ourselves. Or it's a friendship because you can't trust this one and that one, so now you're sitting around watching movies and stuff by yourself because you haven't found a friend that you feel like you can trust to put into that bubble. Or it's a career. You're in a job now where, I've done schooling for this, I went to training for this and that and the third, so this is the position that fits me and it fits my pay grade, but I'm freaking miserable. In all honesty, how much of us put ourselves in that situation? And for what? To be miserable? To be unhappy being single or steadily seeking someone to fill that void? Or be unhappy with not having friends? Now we're just cooking and cleaning for our family and watching movies and stuff for ourselves because, we don't have friends to put into that bubble. Or being unhappy with a job because we didn't settle for this job because yes, it pays more, but it's boring and it's not meeting, the ethical code that I want to abide by. There's no laughter, there's no relationship building, no bonding, none of that in this position. But this is the position that I felt like, fit what I deserve. No, like there is nothing wrong, and don't get me wrong, because I've been there, and that's why I feel like I can speak on it. There is nothing wrong with having partners that meet certain needs in your life. If you feel like, darling, you need multiple partners to fulfill that need, then so be it. There is nothing wrong with having friendships, like I call them associates. You know, you can't really call everyone your friend, but people that you can either go out for drinks with, you can go out for meals with, you can go shopping with, you can do mommy things with, you can go watch movies with. You know, you just want to go drink and chit chat, you can go do that with, and you have multiple people to fulfill that role. Jobs, it is perfectly fine to either start your own job that's going to meet all the needs and standards that you feel like you need, or have a couple different jobs to get different things out of it that you feel like you need. The ending result is to be happy. And so many of us say, oh, I'm happy, I'm satisfied because I got this and I got that in my life. No, you're miserable. You are miserable. You are miserable. You are lonely. You are bored because you figured out your worth. And you felt like giving up everything that at one point made you happy and satisfied was worth it. Like, really just think about it. Like, think about it, y'all. Like, think about it. Don't judge me. Just think about it. Because we've all been there at some aspects in our life, especially if you're over the age of 25. You've been there. At some aspects, you've been there. You felt like you were worth so much more, so you had to let go of things that you felt like, you know, might entertain a part of a lifestyle that you don't want to bring light to because you don't want to be judged by it. You know, you don't want to be judged by it. But now you're miserable and you're bored. Was it worth it? Just think about it. Was it really worth it? I would say no. On multiple occasions. I gave up people that, you know, like I said, I don't really do the friend thing, but I gave up people associate-wise because, you know, I don't trust anybody. There's not one person that I say I can trust you. So I don't trust easily. So I stop dealing with certain people if I feel like I can't trust you. And then I find people to kind of somewhat fulfill that role for different parts of the life, depending on which mood I am in that day. You know, well, whatever mood I'm in, I want somebody to entertain that part of my day. So I find people to fill that void. But then you get to a career where it's like, okay, I went to school for this. I've done this, that, and the third. I need to be making this much or more. This is what I want to do. But it's like, is this really what I want to do? Am I happy doing this? Am I satisfied because this is what I'm worth? No, not at all. Like, I was happier back in the day when I used to work at a fast food joint, more so because I was socializing a lot, and it wasn't like a socialized type of thing where, you know, you're building those relationships, you're building those friendships, but you're just socializing, you're laughing. I could be loud and not be judged. I can wear what I want to wear and not be judged. You know, I can come in and just move around how I want to as long as I was doing my job and not be judged. But then you get in a corporate fields where it's like, oh, your tattoos are showing, you can't wear that. Oh, your piercings are showing, you can't do that. Oh, your nails are too long. First off, no, we're not about to do this. We're not about to do this. But I thought it was interesting. I thought it was so interesting because I kind of hear it and I see it, especially from people my age. It's like, oh, I'm too old for this. I'm too old for that. No, you are only as old as you allow your mentality to be. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. You put yourself in a situation where you allow your mental to kind of overlook who you really are. No, entertain who you really are. That's when you'll be actually happy and satisfied. Entertain that. Like, stop bottling up who you really are to kind of, you know, fulfill this lifestyle that you feel like you need. It's okay to be loud. It's okay to be ratchet. It's okay, to want to stay up late at nights and go out and mingle. It's okay. Like, it's okay to want to socialize. It's okay to meet new people. It's okay. If you want to have multiple partners, it's okay. Just make sure that you are doing what you need to do to protect yourself, because, there's diseases and everything like that going around. But it's okay. Like, it does not matter what other people think. It does not matter at all. Like, who are they? At the end of the day, who are they? You need to make yourself happy. At the end of the day, you are the only one that really matters. Like, how you feel about yourself and what you're doing is all that really matters. It's okay to be yourself. And I feel like we put way too much pressure on ourselves, and that's what really stresses us out at the end of the day, because we put too much pressure on ourselves. If you're a parent, as long as your kids are taken care of, your bills are paid, you got food, clothing, that stuff, then that's all that matters. Anything else outside of that, healthy-wise, because healthy-wise. But anything outside of that actually makes you happy, that makes you smile, makes your heart, you get those heart palpitations, like you excited. Do it. Like, do it. Stop trying to feel like you can't do certain things because you're going to be judged. It does not matter what you do. You can be living the perfect life and it looks perfect to everybody else, and they're still going to judge you. Now they're going to say something's wrong because you're a little bit too happy. People are going to talk regardless. They're going to talk. That's what they're going to do. But it does not matter. As long as you are happy, you are taking care of yourself and your priorities. Anything outside of that makes you smile, that brings you joy, do it. Do it. Do it. It will uplift a lot of depression and any other kind of emotional moments that you have, because you're doing things that make you happy. And I'm sorry, and I'm gonna say this, and I know I'm not the only one that feel this way, but it's those little things that you're not supposed to be doing, but you do them, and they make you a little bit excited. They bring they bring that joy. They excite you. They make you laugh, because it's like, oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I'm gonna do it anyway and see what happens. Do some more of that. Do some more of that, because that's the stuff that I feel like we let go of at a certain point in our lives for whatever reason. Stop. Do what makes you happy, boo. And that's the end of this rant. Enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy y'all Mother's Day weekend. I might come back on and do another video, because I had some other stuff that I wanted to talk to, but it had nothing to do with this topic, and I didn't want to merge the two. But yeah. Bye, y'all.
Brown sugar, babe. I guess high off your love, I don't know how to be.